All right, guys. Welcome back to the cutting room floor. I am Dom.
I am Jamie.
And we are doing something a little bit different today, something a little bit fun. I'm going to take a little bit of the lead here on the introduction of this because this is kind of my thing. So, I am a NFL football fan and I am an avid fantasy football player. And I know some of you guys out there are also fantasy players, and I'm sure you like movies too. Now, hopefully your fantasy season is going okay. Mine is going okay, but I got some injuries that I'm dealing with, and it's making me want to die. But I did get 2 wins this week in one of my leagues, and I did take an L in one. That was my first loss in that league, so not too bad. But I'm trying to take it all this year, just like you guys. I did win a league last year, and I came in second and third my other two, so not too bad, but I'm trying to take the win. So
So what does that mean? Because I'm not a fantasy player.
what does what mean?
And what you just said.
Well, okay.
For the nerds out there who don't know.
Yeah. So let me explain.
Yeah,
I guess I'll give a small overview of what fantasy is.
Because there might be more people like me.
You're right. You're right. So all right, guys. So for all the people who don't know what fantasy football is it's a game you play amongst your friends, and you take a group of guys, usually about 10 to 12. You guys get into a league, and what you do is you draft NFL players, just like a real draft. Like that's how, these guys get the players. You take turns picking the guys from the real NFL. Then you build this team based on the different positions: quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, kickers, defenses, and you usually have a flex spot, which you can plug in a tight end, a running back, or a receiver. Now, all these spots you fill up, and what these players you get do in the real game, you get points for. Whichever team in your league has the most points wins for that week. The more wins you get throughout the year, you make the playoffs. If you make the playoffs and you win it all, typically most people play for money. So that's all it is. People pick players from the real NFL. They build a team and they play against their friends. Whichever team scores the most points wins. It's that simple. So I thought it would be fun if we were to do a movie style fantasy draft, because this is a movie channel, not a sports channel, guys. Now, what I have come up here with is I wrote a very generic, basic synopsis for a film. All right. So I'm going to read you guys that synopsis. And I have made, we have made different tier lists for actors and directors. So we're going to do it like this. We each are going to take turns picking. We'll either flip a coin, rock, paper, scissors, whatever we decide on here, as to who goes first. We'll go back and forth. All right. There's going to be 8 total positions. All right. So you're going to get one director. There's going to be an A tier, which are going to be your top level actors, your top bill guys, guys that most people will know by name and face. So that's A tier. You get 2 from the A tier. B tier is going to be your strong supporting guys you still would know by name, but not guys you would necessarily probably pick to carry your film. So those are going to be the B tier guys, and there's going to be 2 of those. C tier is going to be, some of your lesser known guys people may know by face. Some you will know by name, but if you're a movie person, you will probably know these people by name. You're going to get 2 of those. Then we have D tier, which we call the legend category. So these are going to be guys that are older, but have made great careers for themselves that people know as legendary all-time actors. All of these guys you will definitely probably know by name. So we're only getting 1 of those. So it will be 8 total people involved in our film. So you're going to have 1 director, 2 A tier, 2 B tier, 2 C tier, and 1 D tier, which will make an 8-man team. Now it's up to you guys to decide which team is going to make the better movie based on our cast and what this fake scenario is. So you guys out there, you're going to play along and you're going to think about who you would want to pick for these guys out of your cast. Sit here and think about how the films would go based on these directors and who are in it, and which one you would want to see more, or which one you think would be the better film. So,
and I guess what? Comment.
Yeah, comment. Let us know whose team you liked more, whose team you think is making the better movie. Now, guys, don't be upset if you don't see your favorite director, your favorite actor in these lists. It was really hard to narrow it down to who we picked for each tier. We got 10 for each tier, and we did try and get a nice diverse cast. We got men and women,
Yeah.
so everyone is included here. We tried to make sure everybody was represented in one way or another.
We actually spent a lot of time.
We did. We had to spend an entire day
Yeah.
just planning it and picking
weeks
out
just
the guys.
thinking about it and
thinking
figuring
about
out the
it.
logistics.
It took some work, but this is going to be fun, guys. So this is a movie fantasy draft here on the cutting room floor. We hope you guys enjoy this. Then definitely let us know who you would pick for your teams based on, the guys we have in the tier. So we'll start out by telling you who are in each of the tiers. So we'll start with the directors. And so for directors, we got 10. We got Catherine Bigelow, Greta Gerwig, the Russo brothers, Steven Soderbergh, Martin Scorsese, Paul Thomas Anderson, David Fincher, Jordan Peele, Wes Anderson, and Robert Rodriguez. Now, we did come up with a few rules of how we picked them. These guys all need to be active, need to have made a film within at least the last 5 to 8 years, people who aren't retired or who haven't, claimed they're retired. So we try to pick guys who are still working to this day. So those are the directors. You were each going to get one of those. Next up, A tier. So for the men, we have George Clooney, Adam Sandler, Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom Cruise, and Brad Pitt. For the ladies, we have Jessica Chastain, Emily Blunt, Margot Robbie, Cate Blanchett, and Sandra Bullock. You want to read the B's?
Sure. The B tier, we have Liam Neeson because of his particular set of skills.
Yes.
I believe. Pedro Pascal, Tom Hiddleston. He's a little more low key than most actors.
He's a little more low key, but he's the guy.
Yeah. Timothy Chalamet and Benedict Cumberbatch in the male category. The females, we have Florence Pugh, newer but still on the rise.
She's big on the rise.
Yeah. Rosario Dawson, who's been around since kids.
Mm-hmm.
And just always, every performance has been great.
Mm-hmm.
Lupita Nyong'o.
I think it's Nyong'o.
Yeah. From Black Panther,
Black
just
Panther,
in case.
Us.
Oh, yes.
She's a lot. 12 Years a Slave.
I just remember that one dress she had in Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but that's how I remember her.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah. Amy Adams and
Saoirse.
Thank you. Saoirse Ronan. Thank you. And do you want me to do the C tier
Go
as
ahead
well?
And do C up.
All right, C tier. We have David Harbour, who ever since Stranger Things has been on the rise.
Yeah.
Even though once you watch Stranger Things, you realize he's been in like everything.
Yo, he's in so much
yes,
stuff.
It's crazy. Like before that, you're like, oh, it's Hopper.
Yep, it's Hopper. Now you're like, holy hell, he's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Michael Fassbender.
Oh, the man.
Everyone's favorite Magneto.
Hold on, man. How did we end up with him in C tier?
I think because he's in a new David Fincher film, but he hasn't acted in a while.
Yeah.
I think that's why he took some time off.
Yeah, he's a high level C guy.
Yeah, he is actually. He's closer to B, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
But it's only because he's in that new film, and I wish I could remember the name of it. But he plays, I think, a hitman, and David Fincher directed it.
Oh, I'm sure it's great then.
But he's been out of the game for like 5 years or more.
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson.
Oh yeah.
Because in spite of the Batman and the Twilight films, I think he's done more independent.
He
films.
has. He's been an indie guy.
Yeah. Jonathan Majors.
Big on the rise.
Yeah. Yes. Paul Rudd, because Paul Rudd is just consistent, and we were talking about the Fountain of Youth earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, but he's consistent in everything he does.
Oh yeah.
From Clueless on.
Mm-hmm.
And for the females in the C tier, we have Awkwafina, who I think anytime you see her, you know it's going to be a good time.
Oh yeah.
And you have Anna Kendrick, one of your favorites.
Not one of my favorites. She's
you just love Pitch Perfect.
Pitch Perfect's good, but
or Scott Pilgrim's sister.
Oh, she is Scott
Pilgrim's sister.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Jenna Ortega, another
No,
one on the rise.
I do love her.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Wednesday, man.
Yeah, yesterday.
Scream movies yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
She's killing it.
Yeah.
Literally.
Was that a spoiler alert? I'm not sure. Vanessa Kirby, who I believe is also on the rise, because she might be in the running to play Sue Storm in the MCU. I'm not sure though. That's the rumor.
Okay.
And Hilary Swank.
Yeah,
Academy Award winning.
Yeah, multiple.
Yeah. Do you want to go back and do the legends?
I'll do the legends. So we got the legends, the D tier. So we're only getting one of these. So for the men, none of these guys need an introduction. You got Samuel L. Jackson, Jeff Bridges, Robert De Niro, Eddie Murphy, and Colin Firth. And for the ladies, we got Kathy Bates, Jane Fonda.
I know you're fond of Jane.
I am fond of Jane. I am fond of Jane. Meryl Streep, who needs zero introduction.
Yeah, I mean, she's just in a class by herself, I think.
Yeah. Helen Mirren and Angela Bassett, another one who's aging like fine wine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's who we got for the actors. And I'll have pictures up for all these so you guys can see them. So for my generic script, now guys, don't criticize my writing. I wrote this in about 3 minutes, okay? It was just something, off the head.
And honestly, in your defense, I think it's pretty good. And you can tell we were talking about Steven Soderbergh.
Yeah, absolutely. I was
really,
because I wrote it right after we were coming off of our Soderberghian episode. So yeah, I was definitely in a Soderbergh kind of mindset.
Yeah.
But I think this could work for any of these directors or actors.
Yeah, early aughts Soderbergh.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I'll read it up, guys. So here's our generic script. So keep this in your head while we're picking the teams, guys. And, if you need to refer back to it, just rewind back and listen. All right. A jewel thief gets convicted after a job goes wrong. After meeting a couple of fellow inmates, they form a plan to escape from jail, pull one last job, and ride into the sunset. Once they are free, the thief finds out many people he trusted may be the reason they were caught. They must dig through their past to uncover the truth, all while trying to maintain their freedom and pull the final job. So, guys, nothing crazy, nothing that, insane, but in the hands of a good director and a good cast, this film could be, this little short story could be written into a very great elevated story that could flow very nicely. So I think we could all agree on that.
And there's a lot going on as far as character motivation and what you can do to flesh out.
Yeah, you can flesh this out, and it can go in a lot of ways, guys. And I want you guys to don't think of just because it's a crime story with someone going to jail. I worded this very specifically. I didn't use any pronouns. I've kept it they, them. Because I think this could go, a female could be the thief. It could be a group of ladies. It could be a group of men, of course, but I think it would be fun to even think about a group of ladies. And I want you guys, the main thing I want you to think about is think about the director, because the director is obviously going to influence how this film look, feels, and flows.
Yeah, their vision. Yeah, and how the other actors
are going to work.
Yeah, how they react.
Because think about, if Martin Scorsese does this film, it's going to feel like a gritty crime drama. But if Wes Anderson does this film...
it's going to be a
quirky, funny, kind of like very stylized drama.
Yeah, and it's going to be more goofy, like Clue or something.
Yeah, it's going to, but either way, think about how they could be two entirely different films based on who's at the helm here. So think of the director almost as the quarterback who leads the team and kind of sets the tone of the game. So that's why you only get one director, just like you only get one quarterback in fantasy football. All right. So let's do this. Huh? You ready? Anything else you want to say to him?
Oh my! This is my first time doing anything like this.
He's drafted. So. It's simple, man. It's just like picking for dodgeball out in the schoolyard back in the day.
I get pick last.
Yeah.
Wow! Balls in the face. Wow.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's when
it's like captains. You go back and forth. Pick the squads. It's literally that's what we're doing, guys. So that's an easy way to put it for you guys. Think of it as, we're going to play a game with a group of kids. There's two captains, and we're going to go back and forth and pick teams like a pickup game. All right, so you want to flip a coin?
I got it right here, dude.
All right, you flip or I flip?
You might be a better flipper than I am.
I'm a decent flipper, all right?
Yeah.
You call it in the air.
Oh, that's all right. That was a good flip. How about...
I put too much strength in it.
That's right.
You tone it down.
Yeah, you just came from the gym, right?
Yep. All right, you can call it in the air.
Oh, I didn't. I'm sorry. Tails.
It is heads.
Okay, so you
It is
first.
heads, so I am going to pick first.
All right.
All right. My first pick, I'm going to start with the director. And I'm going to go a little bit out the box, and I know you probably expected me to pick one or two guys. I'm going to draft Wes Anderson for my director to make it fun and something different.
Okay.
You pick whoever you want out of any category. You just can't take Wes.
Yeah, I can't. So I'm gonna pick Adam Sandler out of the A tier.
Okay, perfect. That's a smart pick. See, it's smart you didn't pick a director because I already picked mine, so you can pick your director last if you want.
Yeah.
See, you're already thinking like a fantasy guy.
Yeah, like I might be able to assemble a cast and then figure out which director would be best for them.
See, that's kind of smart. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, so Adam Sandler. All right, I like that pick. That's a good pick. So, my next pick. This is actually kind of tough.
Yeah, this is.
I am going to take, for my next pick, Jessica Chastain. I'm going to take her because I want her to be the lead in my Wes Anderson crime movie. That's what I'm taking. You pick whoever you want, sir.
I'm thinking I want I might go for Pedro Pascal from the B tier.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Pedro, always reliable. And he's one of those guys who's like kind of in A-B limbo right now.
Yeah, because his over the past few years, ever since Narcos, he's just been rising nonstop.
Yeah, you got a lot of value. You get a lot of value in someone like Pedro Pascal because he can give you an A-tier performance.
Yeah,
and you're getting him at B-tier cost. So that's very smart fantasy wise. Jamie here. He might be a fantasy player at heart and doesn't realize it.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
For my next pick, I'm going to take out of the legendary category. I'm going to take my lady Jane Fonda. And I'm picking Jane because my thought process here is Jane would be Jessica's mother.
I was gonna say I think you're smart because you're building your background.
I am. I'm thinking of it. I'm playing it like I'm casting it as I'm drafting it.
Yeah.
So that's where my thought is right now while he's thinking. My thought process is Wes is directing a quirky, fun jail movie led by ladies in this sense. That's why I got Jessica Chastain as my lead, and I'm thinking Jane Fonda would probably play her mother, who would probably be very deceitful on the outside.
I might go for Jonathan Majors on the C tier.
That's a good pick. He is rising up too,
dude.
Because he'll be a B tier very soon.
Yeah, look, ever since Lovecraft Country, that show, man.
I never watched that, but I've heard nothing but good things.
Oh my god, incredible! But that, like, you could tell Jordan Peele produced it.
Well,
but it's like you could tell his he was just really intense and really committed. And then everything I've seen him in after is just the same way.
Incredible, man. He's in an A24 movie called The Last Black Man in San Francisco, and it's about gentrification going on in SF. And he plays kind of like a schizophrenic guy who's best friends with the main guy, and he is incredible. He showed some range in there that most people probably haven't seen. The movie ain't making no money.
Yeah,
and I was blown away. I was like, okay, this dude can act. And then after that, then Creed dropped and Ant-Man. He's the best part of Ant-Man.
Look, he was one of the best parts of Loki the first season.
He was only in for like
15 minutes.
Like he's so funny at the end there. I was like, this guy is coming up.
Yeah.
And he plays a good role in a newer Spike Lee movie called The Five Bloods. It was a Netflix movie. He's in that too, and he's good in there.
And The Harder They Fall.
Oh yeah, that movie's awesome. He is coming up. Yeah, he'll be B tier next year.
Yeah.
All right. So is it my pick now?
Yeah, it is your pick.
All
yes.
Right. Ooh. Okay. I think I need to start looking in the B's here. I'm going to take for a B tier pick, I'm going to take Florence Pugh.
Mm.
And I'm thinking of her to be another inmate with Chastain, maybe somebody she pulled the job with or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be a very pretty film.
It's gonna be nice to look at.
It's gonna be nice to look at.
Well, think like Wes Anderson films are nice to look at.
Yeah, just aesthetically.
And because of Grand Budapest, he already had like a prison scene.
Yeah,
you can almost visualize what it would look like.
That's where I was. That's exactly where my head went with Wes. I spent a lot of time thinking about this.
Yeah, you know what? You're right, because that film already sort of has.
It gave you a blueprint.
Yeah, yeah.
Your next pick, sir.
My next pick. You know what? I'm thinking I might have to go, since we were recently talking about him, I might have to go Steven Soderbergh for director.
Ooh.
Because I'm thinking like the Out of Sight.
This is going to have
Ocean's
a great
11
time jumps and all that.
Yeah, the editing, the music.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was thinking about earlier. I was thinking about like what kind of music would be in it. Because the music can make or break a film. Mm-hmm. And like you chose Wes, so you know it's going to be like obscure 60s
style tunes.
Yeah.
You know,
but that would work. And that might even be the time frame for the film with him. It might take place.
That's what I was thinking
some kind
too.
of in between
Definitely
70s or
yeah. All his films are pretty much period pieces.
Yeah, yeah.
But like
indistinct almost.
Yeah, because a lot of times you can't even tell.
Yeah.
It's like the Royal Tenenbaums. I'm like, this could be present day. This could be the 80s. You know, it could be the 70s even.
Yeah.
And like then you look at the cars and you're like, all the cars are kind of shitty. So
yeah, this car has a dent in it. How bizarre! Like Bill Murray's reaction to that kid.
So
what's his name? Dudley.
Yep. You love that kid.
Yeah, he did.
All right, so your pick, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it's yours because I just picked Soderbergh. Yep.
Okay. I think I got to get a C guy.
Yeah, I got to start with some ladies in my legend.
Mm-hmm. And I got to get some men.
Yeah, you got to get some testosterone
in here.
Just to balance it out.
To have a little bit of fun. I'm thinking Michael Fassbender out the C tier.
Nice.
And I'm thinking he would probably play our lead Chastain's boyfriend, husband on the outside.
You know what? He would be good.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
Because, dude, ever since the first thing I ever saw him in was X-Men First Class.
Oh, my God.
And I know he was acting before that, but, like, he actually made Magneto cool.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like, badass.
Badass, yeah. Dude,
instead of some guy that's almost near the nursing home. No
yeah,
offense to Sir Ian McKellen, but you know what I mean.
It's just, Well, First Class is great because you got the youthful approach to it all. So it was just nice to see that because that's almost like a fantasy movie in itself because everyone's like, what would they be like just starting out?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's cool. And Michael Fassbender, for me, once I saw Inglourious Bastards, I was like, although he's not in it much, what he does in that short amount of time, I was like, this guy's focused. And then, Jobs came out, and I was like,
and that other one you were talking about,
Shame. I love Shame. And then he was in 12 Years a Slave, and I was like, okay, this guy's incredible. And I was like, this guy's good. And then Prometheus, he's so good.
God, he's
the
great.
Best character by far in there, man.
I'd forgotten about Prometheus.
He was pretty much modeled his character after Peter O'Toole in Lawrence of Arabia, so you can't beat that either.
Wow.
So yeah, that's who I'm going with. Michael Fassbender, C tier. All right, your pick, sir.
Alrighty, I think I'm gonna go with Kathy Bates from the Legend tier.
I love that. Love that.
Because honestly, like I know she can do like I want to say like goofier kind of characters, but yeah, she can also do. I mean, I think about Misery, even though she's older now, but you know, like
she's aging really nicely though.
Yeah,
she don't look her age.
And even in Fried Green Tomatoes, like her character arc, you know, trying to impress her husband and not getting anywhere, and just trying to be like the women in the story, you know, it was anyway, sorry.
No, but
Kathy
it's like, dude, and then you're already on the right track because you're already pairing your lead Adam Sandler with someone he's already worked with.
That's right.
Kathy
in the
Bates,
Waterboy.
Waterboy, she's incredible and they have great chemistry in it. So you're already on a good track there. So you can get some definite humor. Yours is going to be funny too. They both, I feel like both of them would have some nice elements of humor. They would both be lighter crime films.
Yeah, and I think Steven Soderbergh can handle that, having seen like Ocean's
Out of Sight, The
Sight.
Limey,
Yeah.
all that. He's done this. And then even with Traffic's a little darker, but like he can blend them so nicely.
Yeah.
Because like Out of Sight it's a more fun movie, but there's some parts in it where you're like, oh my God, like you're feeling it, especially all the
heavy.
Don Cheadle parts. Yeah.
Yeah, especially with Glenn.
Yes. I'm like, oh my God.
After they're in Detroit.
You feel for that kid.
Yeah,
After a while, you're like, because at first you're like, this guy's an idiot, but then you're like, God, I kind of feel bad for this dude, man.
Because he gets roped into some shit that he wasn't ready for.
Yeah, I gotta go murder people. And what?
Yeah.
God, that was not on the agenda.
Did you watch it again the other night?
I watched it the other night. It was so good.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was great. All right, so
Your
you got
pick.
Kathy Bates.
Yes.
So we're at 5 each.
Yeah,
So we only got 3 more picks, guys. We're going quick here.
Oh, wow.
All right, so my next up.
Oh, that's right, because we only get one legend.
Yep, one legend.
That's right.
Yep, one legend.
Okay.
So my next up, I think I gotta go with another lady here for A tier, and I'm gonna pair Jessica up with someone a little bit younger that's heavy on the rise. And it's hard to skip over my girl Emily Blunt, because I think Emily Blunt and Cate Blanchett are the 2 best actresses currently working. That is my personal opinion. But I'm going with Margot Robbie to get back with Wes after Asteroid City.
Oh, she was in Asteroid City. That's right.
With a bigger, fresh, fleshed out role.
Yeah,
yes. That's who I'm going with. And my thought is Margot and Jessica's character are kind of our 2 leads, and Florence Pugh's a strong supporting one. And she's, Chastain's the older one who's kind of guiding the 2 younger ones. And they all, my thought process is those 3 are the criminals. Those 3 escape from prison.
Okay.
That's my thought.
All right. I'm thinking I might do Rosario Dawson from the B tier.
Ooh, that's a good one, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's awesome. She's amazing. She's been killing it forever. Still looks the same.
And look, even in Clerks 2
2,
and 3.
I was just about to say Clerks 2 and 3. Clerks 2, honestly, she's probably my favorite character in Clerks 2.
When she's dancing to the Jackson
5. Oh my God,
5,
everyone just was like,
fell in love with her.
Everyone was just mesmerized for a couple seconds.
Yeah. Like,
I love when Jane starts playing the heavy metal and she's saying something less demonic. Oh, it's great. All right, Rosario, good.
Yeah.
Pick. Okay, so to recap, you need 1 out of A
and 1 out of C.
1 out of C.
Yeah.
I need 1 out of B and C. All right. So my B tier. I need to get some more testosterone in here. I am going to go with Timothée Chalamet, pairing him back up with Florence Pugh to bring a little women vibes back.
Oh, that's
I'm thinking
right.
Chalamet would be Florence Pugh's love interest.
I forgot that they were in that together.
They did.
The Greta Gerwig version.
Greta Gerwig.
Right? Yes.
Greta Gerwig was who I was looking at if I didn't pick Wes.
Wow.
If you would have picked first and picked Wes, I would have took Greta Gerwig for my director.
Honestly, that probably would have happened if I would have called the coin right.
Yeah.
I would have picked him.
Because
I was thinking more of like a Clue kind of vibe, believe it or not.
Yeah, I just think it would be a fun take on a crime movie, And it'd be like more a comedy crime than a drama crime. It's gonna have some drama. I mean, he's got to. Because Wes definitely knows how to make you feel for his characters too.
He does, even though I hate to say they're kind of one-dimensional, but
most of them are.
Yeah, because they seem like emotionless robots.
Yeah,
but they have so much emotion. Like I was talking to Felicia earlier because Michael Gambon died. The second Dumbledore.
I saw that. Yep.
And I'm like, everyone knows him as the second Dumbledore, but do you know who I know him as? Bean from Fantastic Mr. Fox from Bogus Bunsen and Bean, the guy with the cider.
Bro, that guy, it's one of the funniest quick parts, bro.
Yes. And it's like
when his eyes go to X's, bro.
And it's like, he wears his tail as the tie, and like melted gold, the cider.
Cider, yeah.
But he was so mean, and he was so good with that gun, and he just hated the fox so much.
Well, I would too.
Yeah, but like, what a great iconic part. But if no one's ever seen the film, they wouldn't know.
They wouldn't know
how great he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Just a little aside there.
You're good.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. So you got two more. You got an A and a C.
A and a C. All right, for the A, I might actually do Kate Blanchett.
Oh, so good. I was hoping she was going to make it into one of ours.
Because she can, look, I mean, just as Hela, because from Ragnarok, Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, she's one of the best characters in it.
Yeah, and how over the top her performance was, but it works.
It works.
Because that whole film was over the top.
It was.
Because that's what heroes do.
Yeah, well, fucking Taika Waititi just, he brought something magical to that film.
He did.
That I think the MCU needed at that time.
Yeah.
And he got some good guys in there, too. It's a great, Jeff Goldblum.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
So funny and random.
Jeff Goldblum being Jeff Goldblum. He's Jeff Goldblum in everything.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Ever since he started working with Wes Anderson, he's just managed to be himself and everything, and it works.
Yep. I mean, he's like a Clint. You know, I don't want to see Jeff Goldblum being somebody else. I want to see Jeff.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to see Clint. You know, there's certain guys that you just love them for them. Bill Murray, you know. Wes lets Bill be Bill.
Yeah.
And it works all the time.
And I think Bill Murray's first great performance may have been Rushmore.
It's Rushmore. Oh, yeah.
As much as I love Peter Venkman and like Scrooge and whatever.
Scrooge, Stripes, all that.
Yeah,
like,
Stripes, yep.
But dude, he didn't, for me, he didn't become alive as a real serious actor until Rushmore.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about him. Because then, like, after Rushmore, that's when, you know, Sofia Coppola saw Rushmore and was like, okay, he can do.
Oh, yeah, because her cousin was Max Fisher.
Yeah.
You're right.
So he's like, you know, we can do that. You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I think, just a quick aside, my favorite scene in Rushmore is when Max is talking to Bill Murray, and he's like, they're talking about Vietnam, and he's like, were you in the shit? And Bill Murray's just like, yeah,
yep.
I was in the shit. You know what I mean? But the way he says it, it's kind of like, you realize, like, he was there, but like Vietnam vets don't talk about it.
They don't like talking about that.
Yeah.
And Bill,
yeah,
he delivers those lines so perfectly. Bill was built for West dialogue.
He was.
Some guys were built for West dialogue. I'm really upset it took Tom Hanks like all the way to the twilight years of his career to work with West, because he chewed that dialogue from Asteroid City all up and spit it out so nicely.
He did.
I was like,
great.
Damn, Tom could have been in West movies, man. I'm like, holy hell. He was perfect. I really liked him for that. Yeah, so we each got one more. So I have a C tier left.
You do, yes.
Okay, let me think.
I think I have a C tier left also, right?
You do. We both have a C. So I gotta pair Margot Robbie up with somebody.
Yeah,
I gotta pair her up with someone.
You know, it might be pretty obvious who she might go well with, because he is a really great actor. I
was going Robert Pattinson.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking the same thing, believe it or not.
Same age bracket.
Yeah, because like I think they might have a unique chemistry.
Yes.
Not unlike her and Ryan Gosling have in Barbie, but like it would obviously be different because Robert Pattinson might be a little more intense.
Yes. But I think she would crave that out of her co-star.
Yeah. Because it would get something more out of her.
Yeah, I think Margot Robbie is right there. I think she's right there. Just somebody. I think she's so close to breaking out and having that role. We're like, yo, she is here to stay for sure. She's not. I already think she's here to stay, because she has done some great roles.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, Tanya, she was almost there. She kills it as Harley Quinn.
She does, yeah.
Murders it as Barbie.
Yeah.
But she's not quite there. And I'm just waiting for that director to just pull that out of her. I think Wes would do it.
I think Asteroid City was probably, like you said, like kind of like dipping his toe in that pool to see what he might be able to do with her.
Because I know he's thinking about her for the future. Because he's like, listen, a lot of my ladies are getting older.
Yeah.
You know, Tilda Swinton's old. Angelica Houston's old.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah, she's been around a while.
A while. You know, a lot of these, he's like, and Scarlett, I'm sure he loved working with her. She was great in Asteroid City.
Yeah.
But even Scarlett is, you know, what? 43, 4?
Something like that,
she's gotta be there. And that's not old, but Margot Robbie's like 34, 33 or something like that.
Yeah.
So he's like, bro, I could have her for the next 20 years.
Yeah, and she'd probably still look the same.
Still looking the same, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know?
Australian don't crack. Is that what they say? Is that what they say?
That's the new saying.
Yeah,
bro.
I think so.
Let's
Yeah.
make it new. All right, you got a C tier, man.
C tier. You know what? I might have to go with. I might actually have to go with Anna Kendrick.
I knew you were gonna pick Anna Kendrick.
Yeah.
I had a feeling. I think she would work well in a Soderbergh film.
Yeah, because I think having seen her in like more humorous roles, I think a lot what we've learned, especially from like let's say an Adam Sandler, is that comedic actors are able to handle the heavy stuff. I don't want to say better than like those who kind of like study like serious acting, but I think they can handle it better because they already know how to do comedy, and comedy's
harder.
You have to kind of like walk the line.
Yeah, because your timing has to be right.
Yeah.
Whereas a dramatic actor, I feel like you can be a little more loose with the material.
Yeah.
And Anna Kendrick's, she's done dramas. She's done like watch End of Watch. You know what I mean? You know, she's done some good dramas as well as the comedy. So, and she's not
End
a
of
bad
Watch.
actress.
Is that with Jake Gyllenhaal? Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. Man,
God, he's another guy.
I was kind of upset he didn't somehow make our list. He was on one of our he was on mine. I think.
Yeah.
I think I did.
And
have him on mine.
we're talking. I'm like, where's Jeff Goldblum? You know,
no,
what I
was
mean?
just thinking, God, he should probably be in the legendary cast.
Yeah, isn't that terrible?
Bill Murray. I'm like, we don't have Bill Murray in the legends. Because I'm like, hell, because
I think he was on your list.
He was on mine.
Yeah, we had to like kind of go back and forth.
Yeah. So what we did, guys, we each picked 10 people for each tier and we combined our list. So a lot of guys we love didn't make the cut. Like I know you guys are wondering where Quentin Tarantino is on the directors.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He was on the blueprint. He didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of A tier guys didn't make the cut. You know, Tom Cruise was there, Denzel, you know, they didn't make the cut.
No, Tom Cruise made the cut.
Wait,
he's actually on the list.
Oh no, he made the cut. He did make the cut. Who am I thinking of?
Denzel
was. There was someone else big that we were like, damn, he's not gonna make the cut.
Yeah.
But there were some guys and ladies too where I was like, oh man, it was like leaving Tilda Swinton off the list broke my heart. You know, that's my chick. I love her. She would have absolutely been it would have been tough to leave her off mine if she would have made it, you know. So yeah, I'm
you know what you'd have to tell her though? As the Ancient One, you'd have to tell her, well, it's not about you.
It's not about
as she told Doctor Strange.
She did. I love gosh, she's so good, man.
Yeah.
She can do anything. Like, look how crazy she looks in Doctor Strange. You know what I mean? And then she can go and look regular. Like, you gotta check out your boy Ezra Miller, her and John C. Reilly. We need to talk about Kevin.
Oh, you told me about that before.
Bro.
That's one of his. Is that before Perks?
That's
or around the same time.
I think it's right after Perks.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's like a year or two after Perks.
Okay.
Oh, he's incredible, bro. He scared the shit out of me in that movie. I was like, I ain't gonna lie, I've never been so afraid of a dude who's probably 145 pounds. He was so creepy and scary, man.
Well, he's, you know, in the Flash, he's like, I think he says he's 180.
He does, yeah.
You know, Batman's like, how much do you weigh? You know, and he's like,
if he's
we're both 180.
If Ezra Miller's 180, that's soaking wet with boots on, bro.
Well, you know, he has like that runner's body. In the Flash.
Does, which
so it's muscular, but it's a runner's body.
He looks skinny, man. Now you tell me Timothée Chalamet is 180 pounds, bro. I'd be like, you were lying right to my face. That kid's got to be like 140 max.
If he went to England, he might have 180 pounds in his pocket.
Yeah.
Because he converted his money.
Yeah, he'll have more than 180 pounds. That boy rich now.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like that's the only 180 pounds.
He probably getting at least $5 million to play Willy Wonka, bro.
God, it looks terrible. I hate to say it.
I don't know if it's gonna be any good.
I mean, Hugh Grant as an Oompa Loompa,
yeah, man. Like, don't get me started on Willy Wonka because you know if it ain't my man Gene Wilder,
I understand the original,
bro. I'm like, because I love Willy Wonka,
and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Roald Dahl wrote the screenplay first, and then he wrote the story. Like the book. So the movie was actually done before the book.
That's crazy.
So even like the sequel, Charlie and the Glass Elevator, was after, obviously it would be after, but I believe I remember reading that the book came out after the film.
That's kind of crazy. You're probably right.
Yeah. So he is the original anyway. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah. All right, guys. So let's go over and recap both of our teams so you guys know exactly who's on them. All right. We'll start with mine. Dom's team. Director, Wes Anderson. A tier actors: Jessica Chastain and Margot Robbie. B tier actors: Florence Pugh and Timothée Chalamet. C tier actors: Michael Fassbender, Robert Pattinson. And my legend D tier is the great Jane Fonda. Jamie's team: director Steven Soderbergh. A tier actors: Adam Sandler and Cate Blanchett. Might I add, that'd be a very, very interesting film with those guys.
You know what? You're right.
I would love to see that. I would love to see this. B tier: Pedro Pascal and Rosario Dawson. C tier: Jonathan Majors and Anna Kendrick. And for his legend D, Kathy Bates. Now I'm gonna say real quick, I love both of these teams. I would watch both of these movies. I would pay money to see both of these movies because I think with these two directors and these casts, you're going to get something you've never seen before.
Yeah.
You're going to get something you've never seen before, which is why I purposely avoided Scorsese because
you kind of already know what to expect.
I feel like, I feel like it would be good, of course.
Oh, it would be great.
But we know where he would probably go with it.
Yeah.
And I think Wes would have a ball doing something like this. And I think Soderbergh would be like, bro, I've been wanting to do something like this again.
Yeah.
Because, like, breaking down both the films, my film, it's going to have insane miniature set pieces. It's going to have a very interesting score. It's going to be funny. It's going to be colorful, bright. It's going to have, some quirky ass moments, some interesting costumes. Like think about his jail costume and how he would do for a ladies' jail.
And you know what I realized? Like the plan for the heist.
Oh, it would be something so funny and silly.
Think about the rules for Whack-Bat from Mr. Fox.
Mr. Fox,
yes. Think about that kind of dialogue.
Yeah,
for that.
The dialogue. And
incredible.
Just think about the scene where they're planning it. That scene alone would be great because it's going to be funny, quirky. It's going to have so much style. And Wes, all his movies are like, they literally are so, everything is properly in its place. Like, in my head with Wes, I'm thinking about, if you guys have ever seen Paddington 2, I'm thinking about the jail for the ladies to remind me of the jail in that movie. And it's some of the best jail stuff you've ever seen. Different takes, fun.
Does Paddington get it in the end in jail?
He doesn't.
Does he drop the soap?
He doesn't drop the bear soap. It's a PG kids movie.
Well, it would. If that would happen, it would be unbearable.
Oh my Lord, guys, ignore this man. Yeah, but I think that would be really fun. My thought process was Chastain, Margot Robbie, Florence Pugh would be our criminals. Chalamet would be Chalamet would be Florence Pugh's boyfriend on the outside. Fassbender would be Chastain's boyfriend on the outside, and Pattinson would be Margot Robbie's on the outside. Jane Fonda would be Chastain's mother, and the four of the outside characters would have a strong influence on why the three inside characters are there. So,
so what if I'm just throwing this out there because I'm listening to you and I like it. What if Jane Fonda's like the warden?
Oh, that would be fun as hell too.
And she helps them get revenge on the dudes.
Dude, that's awesome. You see that this could go so many ways. That is really cool because Jane would be so fun.
Yes,
to see her play a role like that
because she has that level of authority.
She does,
and I think she could. Like you were talking about, like Tom Hanks, like chewing up the dialogue and
she would
spin it out. She would, and I think just hearing you explain it, I'm like, what if that's the key? And then she helps them plan this, even though she's the warden, and helps them get out.
No, that would be awesome.
So then they can get revenge on the
because she could have some kind of connection to them on the outside or something.
And the guys don't realize
They don't realize it, and they're like, because the guys could be out, they could have planned it themselves to rob the girls once they get, this could be so fucking fun.
Like they may have set them up to get them in there,
and they
so they can get the score. Yeah.
And then Jane's like, I know what those guys did.
Yeah.
She could have been following the case, and that's super
So she helps them get out to clear their names.
I'm just picturing Jane in a warden costume, an authoritative figure.
Whoa! Don't get too excited.
Yeah, all right. I'm sitting here like, man, that would be
get the dominatrix stuff out of your head.
I'm like think about this 85-year-old woman wearing this tight costume, all like red lipstick,
Oh, wow.
hair done up in curls with the jail hat on top of it. I'm like, yeah, let me stop. This is fantasy though.
That's true. That's true. But that's a different kind of fantasy.
That is a different kind of fantasy.
What we have here is failure to communicate.
Oh, one of the best lines, dude. I know it's such a tragic ending.
Yeah, but look, Cool Hand Luke, man.
Cool Hand Luke's one of the coolest characters ever.
But that's why I don't eat eggs.
Yo,
just so you know,
I can eat hard-boiled eggs. And he's like, bro, why didn't you say like 30? Like, so many. And when they're like holding him down and just putting him in his mouth, I'm like, ugh. I was like, oh my God.
And his stomach. They show his stomach.
This man looked like he was pregnant with triplets 9 months, man. It was crazy. Yeah. So, Jamie's team.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I just think that could work.
No, that could work.
In a lot of ways for that.
No, so Jamie's team, I'm going to give my opinion on his team. And I'm going to let him talk about his team.
Yeah, please
and what his thoughts are on how he would want his film to go with these guys. So I'm looking at Soderbergh. I'm thinking about, a nonlinear story.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about some great comedy. And I think Adam Sandler was such a good choice, especially after watching Uncut Gems, because you got a glimpse of him in the world of crime, and he was terrific. Terrific. Uncut Gems is the best Adam Sandler performance, even more than the performance from my man PTA and Punch Drunk Love. Love him in that film. Cate Blanchett can play any role you throw at her. She's great. She's going to be great. Her in a Soderbergh film would be so fun. I have no idea how he would go about this, but it would be fun. Pedro would eat up that dialogue, no problem. He would probably have him play some weird guy who's like kind of down and out, and I think that would be. I'm just picturing Luis Guzman.
Yes, yeah. You already kind of have like a template from either Out of Sight, The Limey, or Ocean.
Yes, I'm just thinking about.
So you can kind of see how it would all fit together.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about Luis Guzman playing a great role. And, I'm thinking about Jonathan Majors playing that big, like, kind of funny, goofy, lovable black dude in it. Yeah. That would be great. I'm automatically, I think of Vin Raines.
Oh, yeah.
Jonathan Majors playing in there.
Because Buddy was a great character.
Buddy was amazing. And I'm watching it the other night. I'm like, God, I love Buddy so much.
Yeah. Especially at the end when he's looking in his hat.
Yes.
And that smile on his face.
Smile on his face. Yes. Yeah. And you're like, yes. Because you're like, man, if no one gets away, I actually want Buddy to get away, know? Because he had a heart of gold.
He did.
Anna Kendrick, she could fit it. Even though I'm not her biggest fan, she's so plain. She's almost like a chameleon. She can fit in anywhere. So anywhere Soderbergh will plug her in would work. And Kathy Bates is going to bring, some edge to this film that is going to be really stand out and memorable. I could see him giving her some funny ass dialogue. But her still having some hard, dramatic moments that would be tense. I think this would also be a film I would go and see. I mean, Adam Sandler and Soderbergh alone, you already got me there. So that's great. So why don't you tell us how you feel about your team and like what your plan would be?
Well, I kind of see it sort of like a mix of those three films we talked about previously, the Out of Sight, The Limey, and The Oceans, where like Kathy Bates would kind of be like the Ripley character from Out of Sight, right? So she would be the target of the final job, the one final job, because she could be like the I'll just say like dame, as far as not like the old school, like that's my dame, but more like a Judi Dench upper crust kind of character who has the wealth that they're after.
Power,
yeah. And I would see like Adam Sandler and. Believe it or not, I got to look at this list because I got to remember like who I actually picked. Isn't that terrible? You actually have perfect handwriting.
No, it's terrible.
And that's awesome.
I hate these kind of pens. If I had like a Bic, we'd be in business.
Yeah, I love the those kinds of pens.
Felt tips. That's all right. They're all right. I smear a lot.
I see Adam Sandler as sort of like the George Clooney type, like the Danny Ocean or the Jack Foley. type, because I think he could pull it off.
Oh yeah, and he'd give you a different version of that.
Yeah.
That would be fun, because Clooney, he's all handsome and sweet and suave. Adam would give you this kind of awkward, quirky version of it that would be really fun.
And that's more like the Jack Foley, I think. And I think that's what I would be going for, is more the quirky aspect of it. But you took Wes Anderson from me. So, but knowing that Steven Soderbergh is good with those moments of humor without it being like in your face kind of funny. And it's a little more subtle. And
they give you the small chuckles, but you notice I've been laughing this whole movie here and there.
Yeah. Because even the Limey, as serious as it is, it's like
I definitely laughed at. Yeah. There was quite a few scenes I laughed at,
especially like Louise Guzman and Leslie Ann Warren, like trying to figure out what the hell is he saying.
Yeah, like that's funny.
Because of his accent. So you have Adam Sandler as sort of like the leader. Pedro Pascal could be. I guess because of your description, we start off in jail. So Pedro Pascal could be someone he met in prison.
You'd have to be an inmate with you.
And also like Jonathan Majors, if you think about it. And Cate Blanchett, Rosario Dawson, and Anna Kendrick could actually just be people that like Sandler knew on the outside. They don't necessarily have to be tied to the other actors at all.
Yeah, because he is the lead.
Yeah. And so he gets these guys together, and like the ladies could be his I want to say like his hookup as far as when he needs something. Sort of like, let's say like a Charlie's Angels type of group for him.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So like
that's a nice mix of ladies for that too.
Yeah.
Between Kate, Rosario, and Anna. Because you almost have like 3 generations too.
Yeah.
And you got a nice eclectic group there. I like that because they all have different personalities too.
And so like he could somehow figure out that like, let's say like Kathy Bates hired him for a job and these ladies, because who's going to suspect ladies to be thieves?
Yeah.
So then he gets double crossed, goes to jail. The ladies are free. He meets these guys in jail who may have had the same thing happen to him. Maybe it happened to Pedro and Jonathan Majors also with the same ladies.
Yeah.
Or like at least maybe 1 or 2 of these ladies at different times.
Yeah, they could all be connected to one of them maybe in a different way. Like one of them screwed them over.
Yeah,
each of them over. Yeah.
So they hatched this plan to do this last job to get back at Kathy Bates, who set them up, and the other ladies who helped her.
The ladies, that's fun.
And the story could be told in the flashback style.
Yes, which I feel like it would almost have to.
Yeah. Like it would start out.
He'd have to.
Like it could start out not necessarily in jail, but like let's say these 3 guys getting caught together at the end, but let's say they plan on getting caught.
Yes.
And
then Oceans type shit.
Yeah. And then the whole film could go back, like how they met, why they met, and how everyone else connects to it.
That dude,
I think that
Soderbergh would have a lot of fun with this. Should we call him?
We should, because I think
Steven, bro.
His cinematography style, his editing style,
the scores.
I think it could all work. That David Holmes music,
dude, it's so good.
From Out of Sight,
Out of Sight. It's just every scene he perfectly plays on it.
Yeah.
Oh, this would be freaking blast, bro. This would be a blast. So
yeah.
Guys, this is your job. Tell us whose team you like more, which movie you want to see more. And you go ahead, give us your fantasy teams based on these guys.
I'm excited for both of these.
Yeah, And what we'll do is in the description, we'll put the tiers in there so you guys can refer back to them if you'd like.
Yeah.
So we'll have all the tiers in there in the description because this is fun. We want you guys to interact and tell us what you think too.
Yeah.
Who you would like to see? What kind of? Because maybe if you pick a good team, we might talk about your team in an episode and be like, hey, somebody brought up a good squad.
Yeah, and we should do this again with like other films.
Yeah, we'll do like
film styles.
Yeah, we'll do a hero one.
Yeah,
we'll do a hard drama. We'll do a comedy.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We'll do comedy next.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do comedy next, then we'll do hero. Because we'll do a straight comedy, which would be funny. We'll do a horror.
Yeah.
Every so often we'll come back with a new fake scenario, a new list of guys.
Yeah.
And this was fun. That's what I was like, I thought this would be fun.
You were right, man. I'm actually really excited, like I said, for both of these films.
Yeah, but that's what, like, I wish they were coming out.
I think I'm more excited for yours though. Like if Jane Fonda would be the warden,
that would be
believe it or
freaking
not.
awesome, bro. That would be awesome. She would
Man.
play that so well, and she's at that point in her career where that's the type of role she would probably dream of.
Yes,
If Wes called
yes.
her right now and was like, "Hey, I want you to be the warden in my ladies' jail, my next movie," she'd be like, "So when do we start?"
Yeah.
She'd be like, "Let's do it sooner than later."
There was also a jail in the French Dispatch.
Yep. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite. That's my favorite story in that movie.
Benicio del Toro,
is amazing, and he's got what's her name, Leah Seydoux.
Yeah,
she's amazing in that
James
too.
Bond's wife, the newest James Bond.
Yeah. She's a really, really good actress. She's in a great French movie called Blue is the Warmest Color. It's NC-17, so if you decide to watch it, do not have any little kids around because it is NC-17 for a very good reason.
Wow,
so, I'll just tell you that. But it's a very good LGBT love story. But
okay,
maybe we'll even do an LGBT film. That'd be a fun one. For Pride Month, that's what we're doing for Pride Month.
Yeah. So how about next week we'll do the PTA stuff.
We'll do PTA,
and then maybe the week after, if you want to do, because look, Perks
is great.
Yeah, and I think it's a good entry point for like getting into like more Pride films. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You kind of see the dynamic, like the way Ezra Miller plays that.
Oh, he plays it perfectly.
Yeah,
dude. He feels like a real guy you probably know who maybe have struggled with that.
Yeah.
And then like for Halloween, we should do a horror fantasy.
Yeah, we should.
We'll have fun.
We'll talk about it.
We'll have fun. So guys,
we'll
keep this. We won't keep you here all day today because we know John Hughes kept you for 3 hours. So we'll cut this one a little bit shorter. So guys, remember, make sure you comment below, like and subscribe. Comment below. Let us know what you think of our teams. Let us know who would be on your teams, who had the better teams, all that. Have fun with it. Guys, this is, and for all you sports fans, I know you guys probably have fun going through and seeing how you would strategize your teams. If you play fantasy, then you already know how it is. So guys, I'm Dom.
I'm Jamie.
And we'll be back with the cutting room floor.